All right. All right. Welcome to the Cloak Divide. I am your DM, the Ida, aka Nathaniel, aka twitch.tv/the Ida. Here's the deal. You're enjoying this either through Twitch, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you could do me a big favor, just click the follow button so you get your updates because A, it's free, and B, it means a lot. And you know what? I may be the DM, but here are our stars. My brother of 32 years, Alex, aka Sabastian Marteen, the bow wielding, water fearing, parkouring master. My IRL board game bestie, Matt, aka Garret Dark, the sneaky, angry animal lore master. And last but not least, member of the best stream team, Team Cat, Sultan, aka twitch.tv/the man of Sultan, aka Usmond, the monk with a cunning voice who has 0 short-term memory. Now, these RPG sessions are just an hour long, and if you weren't here before, let's do the quick 30-second recap.
I thought it was supposed to be a minute.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got knocked down already.
You know, it was supposed to be a minute. It started off as a minute, but I felt like, hey, let's do 30 seconds and see how much we can get through.
Let's couldn't even do a minute last time.
I just can't last a minute. You know, it happens. You know, some people can't last a minute, and you shouldn't be mean to them. All right, so 30 seconds start. Oh, it took me 3 seconds to say that. 30 seconds starts now. So our characters meet up before they get into the village. They talk to a lot of people, and they find out that they have to defeat a monster. They talked to the campaign manager, Ted Newen, who gave his account of what he saw, the description of the monster, and they talked to Sharps McCheddar, who gave another description that was different. That is all we know. And where we left off, because since I just edited the video, I just listened to it. We left off, you guys had just drank some kind of alcoholic beverage with farmer Sharps McCheddar, and he was not letting you inside of his farmstead, but he did want you to hang out with him and possibly build fortifications to defeat the monster. Now, when you talked to Ted Newen, he said, let's not listen to in advance. He said, don't try. Sharps and McShredder will try to get you to stay at his farmstead, and that is something you don't want to do. I believe you were going to go peek out the old but not old man, Zachariah Brown. But you know, you
we
guys
have decided whether we should stay or should we go.
So I will leave it to you guys to chat it up.
I don't know. I mean, the dude won't. He gave us a drink, which is all nice and all, but he didn't invite us into his house, and he wants us to help defend said house.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't feed us either.
Yeah, exactly. I think we should go check out Zachariah Brown's and see what his deal is, because obviously he's some sort of weirdo.
We're off to Zach's.
Yep, let's head over to Zach's.
Okay, so can I have everyone roll a D20?
10.
10.
According to my notes, is okay.
Yeah, a 10 is
What?
okay.
I got a 12.
A 12?
8.
And an Okay, starting with Usmond, who got a 10. As you're walking on over, because basically it's just a trail to his house, like we mentioned earlier, the farm is on the outskirts, and then Zachariah Brown is on the further outskirts. We did lose. Okay, we didn't lose him. He's coming back. Now, as you are walking, Usman, you get a flash to the past. Having a little bit of a vision, you see two people. Someone that you feel is your spouse, and then someone that you feel is your child, and they're screaming your name. Now,
It could be Enjoy.
it could be anything. Yes.
Sure.
Sebastian, you rolled a 12, right?
I rolled the 12. Yeah, I rolled the 12.
Yes. Your name is Sebastian.
Sorry, I just changed over from the iPad to the actual computer.
Oh,
So that's what I've been working on doing to make it a little easier.
Oh, okay. Yeah. As you're walking, you guys start getting closer to the kind of you see you're in sight of Zachariah's camp, and your arm kind of like where your brand is, it kind of feels like it's pulsating in your arm.
Okay.
And then Garret, what did you roll again?
Does it like hurt, or is it just kind of like womp womp?
Wop 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 wop.
I rolled an 8.
An 8. So as you're walking, you notice that the birds around around his little hut, because you're approaching the hut now, you notice that they're acting different than you normally see birds, because you're the lore master. You know, you have a good sense of what animal lore is. So you notice that these crows are circling overhead, but they're not making noise, and they're not all necessarily going in one big circle. They're kind of going in small circles of what seems like their own, but you can't really make any distinction if they are weaving in and out, or if they're all doing independent circles. You just notice that this is weird for crows to do.
All right.
So you approach the door, and who would like to knock?
Wait, guys, before I forget, I think I have a family.
So while while you have terrible short-term memory, this is memories of your past.
Okay.
Like we mentioned early, I think it was either last campaign, either the first session or when we were making characters. Your character has visions of his past, while the other two members have more physical connections to their past.
Gotcha.
But it's good. It's good that you
Get in the habit.
Yeah, they know that you have a family.
I mean, theoretically, we all do, but
That is true. But you guys don't remember if you have a family
yeah,
or not.
that's true. I've had no flashbacks.
So all it takes is one person knocking on the door.
Hey, we're just having one person knock, go up and go.
I think Usmond should. Aren't you the sneak talker?
Yeah, all right. So let's
So
knock.
Okay, so Usmond does a single knock, and which is very the Zachariah Brown says, "Come on in," which isn't something that you guys would have, expected from kind of this hermit guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did he open the door or did he just yell, come in?
he yelled, "Come on in." So you guys open the door.
Yeah.
And when you look into his little hut seems a lot bigger on the inside than it should be. It should be a lot smaller, and while it is dingy, on the inside, it isn't necessarily right. It doesn't feel right. Nothing about the inside of this hut feels right. And while it sounded like Zachariah Brown was on the other side of the door, he's actually comes through a door on the opposite side of the of this little hut. And while you can't see inside of this room that he comes from, it doesn't make sense that there's another room. And it's definitely not a closet. It's definitely like, it wasn't like he was hiding in the closet. And he looks at you guys and he says, "Oh, you guys." He's kind of a little shooken up that it's you guys, and it looks like he was expecting somebody else.
Sir, do you have time to talk about Cletus's clever concoctions and cleavers? I just would like to ask.
He says, "Are you salespeople? No, you're not salespeople. You guys are from the Cloaked Divide. Can you? Have you guys brought me this monster? Not killed it, but brought it to me?"
I know we're just wandering around. We're coming over to find out a little bit more about the monster.
Okay.
Because we have different descriptions of monsters, so we're trying to suss out what's right and what's wrong.
So he says, he looks at you guys and he says, "What do you mean two different descriptions? Can you elaborate?"
I could, but I will allow one of my compatriots to take the lead on that.
Okay.
One, Ted Newen described it as hairy and in between 5 and 10 feet tall, which is quite a big difference, and described it as very werewolf-esque.
Okay.
And then the amazingly handsome Sharps McCheddar described it as slimy and or reptilian, and said it was probably afraid of light and was as large as a large pig, which can obviously be a couple hundred pounds, a few hundred pounds.
Okay.
So two very different descriptions, and we were hoping to get a little more information from somebody else to see what they might know. And that's you, friendo.
Cletus.
So he
I thought you didn't have to plug that anymore.
I don't know.
Just
I just wanted to do that anyways.
He doesn't need to plug it, but that
Not that
doesn't mean
plug.
he doesn't have to not plug it,
Yeah.
So werewolves are not real. Or at least
No, but I see one. Their wolf.
What?
Their wolf.
Their wolf? Their wolf?
Yeah, there's one over there on the side.
Oh my god. No, 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 no.
We said
And-
werewolf-esque, which means that it is similar to the common understanding of what a werewolf is, which is basically a hairy man shape with
Humanoid dog guy.
Yeah, with a snout perhaps that's covered in fur. Yeah.
So here's the thing. I did not see this animal, and I would not say or this monster or whatever. Now here's one thing. I want to question you about Mr. Ted Nguyen. Where did Ted say that he saw this monster?
Close to Fillmore's farm.
You and your fucking notes. Okay, Fillmore's farm.
Okay, that's more notes than Nathaniel has.
No. I listened to the video before this.
Yeah, Andy thought he was so smart because he texted me to remind me of the session. I'm like, I already got it in my calendar, man. I'm good.
Listen, you do not put
damn.
together Magic the Gathering events and other events. So I text everyone every morning. But anyways,
it's a good idea. Good habit.
So here's the thing. I have never seen Ted outside of the city. He thinks it's too dark. He thinks it's too scary. Or sorry, not the silly, not the city, the village.
The village.
He's just a ordinary, boring casket salesman.
Mortuary salesman.
Mortuary casket salesman. Nothing has ever happened in his life that has ever gotten close to my ear. And I know that I don't visit the town much, but I still hear things. So I wonder if he is actually just using this to have some kind of excitement in his life, to kind of be someone for the first time in his life. But you said that he definitely said he saw it?
Yes.
I doubt it. And as he's saying this, he kind of looks at his hourglass watch, or on his wall, and goes, "Okay, it's reaching about 1:00 in the afternoon. I have an appointment at 1:30, so I'm gonna need you guys to leave.
That's good.
I am a busy man."
Sure, Zach.
But-
We'd be happy to get at your hair. But real quick before we go, if you never saw this beast monster, what makes you want us to capture it for you? Like, well, what qualities are interesting to you?
Any beasts being captured? Well, no. I would like you to roll a d20.
You got it. Come on, escalators. 4. Fuck.
Yeah, so he tells you that just he wants to study it. Also that, he does want to breed this animal, as he mentioned before, but you gather no new information about what he is planning to do with this.
Is it a sex thing?
No.
He wants to record it.
First of all, you know that by him, just, I would say, by him wanting to breed these monsters, and he said that he'd give you a cut, that he can get you a cut wherever you're at around, the known universe, that you feel like it's would be very profitable to you, but also it's kind of nefarious. you don't know really you don't know his agenda, and all you know is that you'll get money for this, and that's really up to you to decide how how you want to take that information.
So what we now know is the weird, creepy guy in a house that's way too big on the inside wants us to get monsters so he can breed them and then give us money.
You guys
Am
are
I the only
broke?
that that sounds a little suspect? That he is maybe a wee bit more nefarious than what our DM is leading on about.
Or it's possible the DM wants us to think he's nefarious.
Very true.
But he still also has a very tiny house that is on the inside, which just leads me to believe that
Is
this man.
Doctor Who nefarious?
Hey,
Ooh.
I mean, could be considered by some, maybe, but
could be. We are not sure.
But also, you don't have rulers, or you didn't sit down and take actual measurements. Maybe it just is perceived as being bigger on the inside and then outside.
he just knows his feng shui really well.
Yeah, maybe he just is a very good thing. 'Cause you know that a lot of people visit him. Other strange folk who don't go into the village visit him.
The Brooklyn apartment. It makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, thus far, just because he wants to breed monsters, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Especially if he's like magic enabled, he might need that to gather magic materials from, and if we can get a cut of that, considering we have 0 money.
I'm down. Zach, what are you breeding this thing with?
That's actually a good question. I wondered that too.
Or
is breeding, you mean like you're gonna breed it?
So he has already kicked you out. You guys have left. You guys are. He needs to get ready for his 1:30 appointment.
I should model cop out.
Huh?
I said I'll repeat. That was rude.
It was. I don't know. You guys are just kind of not going in. Acting, walking around, asking people stuff. So.
That's what we were hired to do.
Very true.
I say we follow him.
You want to sneak around Zachariah Brown's place?
We either sneak around or we follow him to his secret meeting.
Or he could have somebody having somebody come and meet him, which is why he told us to come in when he did.
Ah, very true.
Should we maybe lie in wait, just kind of observe?
And skulk? We could skulk.
We could be skulkers.
I'm down for that.
Okay, so his like hut is at the end of the road, so and there's marshes behind it, and then in front of his home or his shack there, it's kind of open grassland. So
there's not great hiding spots, is what you're
there's
saying?
not the greatest hiding spots, but what it seems like is that if people were going to come and visit him, they would come through kind of the road that Sharps lives on. So there's only really, besides the marshes, which who's gonna just travel through the marshes, most people are gonna be taking the main road. Yeah, I mean, so you could hide inside of kind of like a forested, bushy area at the end of the road, kind of like there's like basically a main road and then a T. If you go right, you're going to be going into Sharp's and Zachariah's road, and you go straight, you're going to be going towards the center of the village.
How do the roofs look? Are it like if you were to like get up on the roof of Zach's place, could you kind of like crouch down? I'm just saying.
I envision
I
them
got
as
story stuff. Wondering if I can get on top of the roof and kind of hide myself and just kind of.
I would say you could get on top of the roof. You could not hide yourself.
Okay. That's all.
And as looking at the shack, you would think that it might not be sturdy enough for you to just jump on, because I believe you are like 6 foot tall, 6 foot
6'6".
6'6". So you being 6'6", it'd be kind of hard for you to not make a lot of noise. Minimum jumping on this roof.
Okay.
But I mean, if you want to try, you can go ahead and try.
I was wondering if there was an easily hidden place you could get up there, like behind a chimney or something. But if that's the way you're making it seem, then no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this shack in the middle of nowhere. And you've kind of, as you're taking in the area, like to find a place to hide closer to the shack, you can kind of tell that it is maybe it feels like it's designed that way. That's why the shack is there. So yeah. What would you guys like to do now?
So it's really just the one way up, the one road, right?
Mm-hmm. There's just the one way up. Mm-hmm.
How far away was the other house that we just came from? Was it just like a 4-minute walk? Like they're
I'd
fairly
say like
close
a
to
10-minute walk, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Let's just cut it down and say 7 minutes.
Okay.
You can't
7-minute walk.
You can't see the hut or the shack from the farmstead.
Yeah.
But you definitely can see clearly down the road.
Yeah. Okay.
What difference does the distance make? Like, what are you thinking?
Oh, I'm just wondering, like, if we're leaving from here, and how long is it so we can get to some spot in that road that we could like jump off from, maybe hide, or if we're leaving, because it seemed like he was like, "Oh, you're here," kind of a thing. Or are we gonna bump into that person who's going to be coming, who was expecting?
Yeah, I mean that. You could definitely get to a spot without running into someone if 1:30 in half an hour is when they're supposed to be trotting down that road, you wouldn't run into them.
Okay. So that was my thing. I want to try and get down that road into some Leroy.
So Leroy cat.
Get into some spot where we could hide, kind of closer to the farmstead, so we can have eyes on the road and kind of be off the path, or even kind of like in the farmstead, going like, "Yeah, we're good," and just like having eyes on the road,
just to kind of just see what these people are like.
See who's kind of making their way up there.
Are we going to like ask them questions, or are we just simply observing?
I think just observing, and maybe ask on the way back. after they leave. If that's something we want to do, or if we just want to observe.
I would say now it's like 1:15, and if you're gonna do something, you gotta do it now.
Let's go hide. Let's go hide. Or work in the
Okay.
farm.
It's a field
You're gonna work
to
in
the
the
home. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of like pretend like we're working in the farmstead and just keeping an eye on the road.
Okay.
Lots of hay here. Don't mind me.
So in this time, you walked up, and while you guys were what it felt like you guys were talking to me, you were actually walking towards, and yeah, you had a discussion with Sharps McCheddar, and you said you're down to help out. So you're not really gonna be. He's like, well, I need to do all this stuff, and you guys kind of do your own tasks that he assigns you. Some of you are reinforcing some walls. Some of you are, just doing
Welding.
some welding. No, no, like helping out with some cattle and moving hay and stuff. Alex, sorry, Sebastian, can you roll? So I guess what are all of you guys doing? What are you guys fake doing while actually doing?
I'm braiding the horse's hair.
Okay, braiding the horse's hair.
Kind of hoeing the field.
Oh, in the field.
I'll be petting the horse or petting the cows.
Okay, so you're actually not helping at all.
No. What's my?
Except-
Why would I want to help this guy?
Good horse.
He's got great looks. He lives by himself. He's got everything.
All right, so I want you to all roll on it. On how well you are faking or, doing this.
13. Bad, not bad.
Ooh, 19.
17. So I'm really good at petting cows.
Go. Super tight braids.
Oh my god. So
I've been doing this for years.
yeah, Sebastian, you're the one actually doing work?
Yeah, I'm actually in the field, kind of tilling the field. I'm hoeing that field.
I look at him every now and then and go, "Good for you."
Yeah, you are doing so great at tilling this field that you feel like you have a better understanding of farming. You feel like if you had to ever take care of a plant, that you would be really good at it. Just
Feeling at one with nature right now.
yeah, you're feeling at one with being able to farm farmable plants.
Okay.
So I would say in the future, you if you ever need to take care of a plant or do anything with raising a plant, you will it would be very hard for you to kill a plant that you are raising.
Okay. I'm the plant whisperer, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Whisper plants.
And then Garret, now you are just petting this
I mean, we can say I'm like brushing them, I guess, as well as
you're
patting them.
brushing these cows. You already are a lore master, like you know a lot about lore. But this makes it so if you ever needed to, you would be able to not manipulate, but you'd be able to get more out of a cow or cow-like animals maybe that be more milk, or that be more, oh, your ideal, yes, I love that t-shirt. Either more milk, or even like using cows as for transport, like transporting, you yourself could ride a cow with no problem on the cow. And if you needed to make the cow like move stuff, like carry items for the group,
You mean make them move stuff?
yeah. It would be fine. But this is only works will be able to only work around you, not your fellow travelers. And then Sultan, you are braiding the hair of this horse.
Yes.
Which is actually a thing.
Yeah, I know. And Sharps comes up to you and says, "Wow, this is great braiding work. Have you ever done this before?"
It feels like something I've done in a past life, but I don't recall.
Yes, you definitely don't recall that. But maybe you've braided hair before. And he goes and looks at you guys and says, "Why have you decided to help me when before you kind of brushed off and said you weren't going to help out?" And now roll a d20, my friend Usmond.
Got a 1.
You got a 1.
Yeah.
So you kind of sputter out and stutter, and it's not making sense. And he kind of he has a pitchfork in his hand because he was the one actually doing work. Because you're not really. And he slams it, digs right into the ground, and he says, "Don't lie to me, kid. What is it that you're doing here?" And you have to tell him the truth, because you are just unable to lie in this situation. You just have to come clean. You have this overwhelming sense of having to tell 100% of the truth to him.
We are spying on a potential person to go see Zachariah Brown.
He looks at you very angrily and says, "Nope, not on my watch. Zachariah Brown and I, while we're not best friends, we respect each other's privacy, and I want all of you out of my farm. You're not even helping besides Sebastian."
Yeah.
But I'm more worried about, but not one of you is helping me build defenses or anything, and that is what I need you for, because this monster is going to come again and wreck everything I have built my life around.
Excuse me, sir, but brushing cows makes them more aerodynamic. Therefore, they will move faster. We are helping.
Until
now
you
be rubbing
don't
dirt back into this cow to make it less aerodynamic because of your words.
He
you can
is.
build it, but look at this field. Look at this field. Just look at it. This is beautiful.
He goes into his kind of shed area and comes out with a blunderbuss and says, "Leave now, or I will force you to leave."
Undo your braiding.
Frantically unbraid.
Those plants that were looking so nice, they are fucking dead. I'm just hacking away as I leave that. I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, have fun, bitch.
Or have fun, bitch. And yes, you guys.
So we walk back into the laneway.
Walk back onto the road.
RPG.
just as you walk onto the road, or right before you walk onto the road, you see someone in the distance. Now there is the because Sebastian fucked up some stuff on his way out. He is going, oh wow. He's kind of focused on cleaning up the mess that was made.
Dirty cows.
By by you guys. So he's not really looking, but you all have to you have a split second where you can either continue just walking down the road towards the town, or you can hop into the brush in the forest and kind of hide to hopefully get a peek of who may be coming down the road. Brush?
Yeah, brush it.
All right, everyone roll on it.
10.
14.
17.
17?
Yep. That's twice in a row. It's weird.
Ooh,
It's weird for me.
So you jump into the brush, and as you jump into the brush, you hear a big kind of bang, and if it wasn't so bright out, because it is around 1:30, if it wasn't so bright out, you would have noticed this more. But there's a kind of a flash of light. It's not faint, but it's also not that bright, just because of the contrast of the actual light, and it is the summer, so it's very shiny out. So but you still hear this bang coming from the sound of the shack. And what do you know? As you look down the road, you see two folks coming from outside of town into town. They are walking towards you, and they are laughing. They have blood all over them, and they have two long swords. It's a male and a female. And it looks like they are carrying some kind of coin purse, and one of them is wearing like a backpack that looks like they've been traveling for a little bit. They can't see you because you are in the brush and kind of hidden pretty well.
I don't know about you guys, but I kind of want to get these people. We should jump them.
Oh, that kind of get them. Gotcha.
Yeah. That way, but can we tell they're bloody?
Yeah, so I was gonna say we should wait until we can see if the blood is fresh or not.
They're bloody.
Yeah, that blood's fresh if that's been caked on.
I would say, before you decide what to do, Sebastian, roll a d20, and we will see what you see.
Ah, yes, the ranger.
13.
13. You cannot tell whether or not it is fresh or whether or not it is crusty and old.
Mm-hmm.
They are walking towards you, still laughing, kind of being loud. And now they have, at this very split second, they have reached the beginning where they can either take, or the point where they can take a right and go towards the shack, or straight and go down into the village.
I'd say we still hang out, see what they make. They go
Wait, I
towards the
thought you said
village.
they were coming from the village.
No,
Yeah,
they
that's
are
what I
coming
thought.
from outside the
Okay.
area and going
Okay,
towards you.
that's different. Coming from the village. So yeah, no, I'd like to see if they go towards the shack or the village. They go towards the.
They go towards the.
I mean, if they go towards the shack, then we know those are the people that they were that he was waiting for.
Okay.
I mean, I would say it'd be pretty obvious. I mean, it's 1:30 exactly.
I'm gonna ready my Molotov cocktail just in case.
Yeah, I'm gonna ready a bow just in case, because if they're going towards the village, they got money. Just saying, things happen.
So they are going towards the village, and the female actually sees you guys and says, "Oi! A bunch of lovers in the forest. You must be out from out of town. You don't need to hide your love. You don't have to be in the forest making love with a heavenly threesome. Come, join us in our spoils of victory as we recale our successes out in helping out trap beaver in the pellet trade."
Were you actually trapping beaver, or is this some sort of kinky medieval
You cut out with the sound, Sebastian.
Nah. Join us for a romp in the woods.
The guy says, "We ain't like that. We don't need your lovin's. We're in love ourselves." And they pause for a second, and then they say, "Whatever." Since they're kind of what it seems like in a little bit of a drunken stupor, they just continue down the road. Basically, you guys aren't entertaining enough to keep their attention, so they just walk on towards the town. And now you can kind of see that in the bag there's a bunch of beaver pelts.
Okay. I'm okay with that then. I'm okay with letting them slide.
I don't know. I disagree with the fur trade, but that's me.
Molotov cocktail in the hand? Just saying. Let me know. That's all right. We can let him go, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah. This is one of the few chances I'll be like, no, let's not kill him.
So you let them go, and you kind of look at the forest. You look around. You wait like 10 minutes. Nothing has happened. No one has came. No one has left. Whatever things you were hoping to see come down this road did not come out. Besides these two jolly folks, beaver traders, and you kind of like dust yourself off and get out of the forest. As you're doing that, Pierce Miller is walking down the street because he sees, he knows that the last place you were was at Sharps McCheddar's farm. He comes up to you guys and he just explains, Gerald and Jolene are back. And now that they're back, they are actually are the best of the best. And so he says, regretfully, I need to tell you that if they come and if they kill this monster before you, you guys will get nothing. And
Are these the two fuckers we just let through?
Yeah, should have killed him when we had the chance.
yeah,
killed him.
We should've-
Gerald and Jolene, and while you didn't notice when you were in the forest, you all get the feeling that these aren't just like a husband and wife couple that just has only trapped beavers. You feel like you get the feeling, like the overwhelming feeling that they've done a lot more. That beaver is just easy money for them, easy game. But you get the sense that, and this is without talking to them, you just get the feeling that they always look for every once in a while to spice things up and take on something bigger than them. So they definitely have fought something as big or even bigger than what this monster is. And Pierce says to you guys, I just am trying to get reelected. And whether or not you guys succeed or fail, you guys personally succeed or fail doesn't matter to me. I just need someone to kill this monster. So it's really a business thing. It's first come, first serve. And I'm sorry, but not sorry.
Sounds like somebody's trying to avoid getting murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's definitely trying.
Accidents all the time.
Yeah, he's not really ever by himself. Even though you've only been talking to him, there's usually just because he's running this campaign and it's going to end soon. You don't know when, but it's going to end soon. He always has his extra staff members around him, so killing him would be kind of a massacre. So
For them.
Yeah, that's true.
Oof. We might need to go meet back up with Sharp and spend some time with him, see if we can see this monster.
You mean the guy who just threatened us off of his farm?
Yeah, Sharp just kicked you out with and you wrecked his farm a little bit, not like majorly, but you did wreck his farm.
Oh, I went like whole hog on that. Like his little carrot patch ain't growing nothing for a while.
Yeah. So
with hate and salt.
Poured bleach on the ground as I left.
So Pierce is still in front of you. Would you guys like to say anything to him? Or possibly learn anything?
Yeah, I'm down to try to get some money out of this guy. Like, we'll suit up and then try to go fight the monsters. We'll see if we can do that. How you guys feel?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, he's going to hang around here because if he's going to be coming back towards old son of a bitch's farm, kind of want to be in this general area to see what's happening, what kind of monster we are facing. Is it a slimy whatever, or is it a werewolf? That's my 2 cents, gentlemen.
Oh, Mr. Grand Mayor-elect, is there any way we can get some upfront money to re-equip ourselves so that we can tackle this tonight? Get it out your hair and get you back on that podium.
I would say anything less than a 15 is a failure. So yeah, let's roll. My
Well,
girlfriend.
I got a 1 already, man. I need my 20. It's on the ground. I got a 4.
He looks at you and says, you have a sword and shield. He has a bow with a lot of arrows, and I know that this other person is hiding 2 daggers. What else is it that you need?
This guy. What are you talking about?
Like, I can give you some information that I've learned.
That's what we need. We need more information than we need stuffs.
Yeah, we'll take that then.
Is it free?
Yeah, the information is free.
You're a sucker then.
You know, tonight there is not really that much of fear that there's going to be an attack, or that will. I mean, there's always a fear that there's going to be an attack, but not so much of a fear because there's a big party tonight. So everyone's going to be in the village kind of together. So if a monster does attack, everyone will be alerted. We'll be able to take out this monster, and that will be great. Our crime scene investigation unit.
Very progressive town.
Bum bum.
Unfortunately, hasn't gathered anything more from the attacks at the Fillmore farm, but they have kind of seen what seems like the beginning of the trail towards wherever this monster came from. There's a very clear path that the monster came from. It's so this and the other 2 farms that had been attacked earlier are kind of on the western side of town of Middlebrook, and we don't really know if this monster is going to go right to Sharps McCheddar, because he is on the eastern side of a town, so people are more worried and boarding up on the western side of town, actually moving in, like temporarily vacating their homes and moving more into the village, into the inn. Our inn is to capacity. I think there's just 1 bed left. That's kind of where we're at right now.
So the other 2 attacks, other than Sharps McCheddar, have been on the west side of town.
Yes.
And if we looked at these on a map, is it an arrow pointing anyway, or?
What do you mean an arrow? Like
if we put little dots on a map where these attacks had happened, is it like an arrow pointing a particular direction?
It's more
Or
of
smiley face?
so the other farms were on the west side, but there is a clear path kind of away from the Fillmore farm.
Like a drag path? Like you could tell that that's where the monsters came from, or we're going to?
Yes.
Gotcha.
It is a path that has been made by a large animal and or monster.
Would you say like a large pig or like a large Sasquatch?
Sam Squinch.
those beliefs, I mean, knowing which one is nearly impossible, it's just a large, like I said, our CSI unit is not the greatest because we are just a small village.
Sure.
So, they didn't say, they might have not have investigated that deep to look for things. They kind of got in and got out pretty good. They're kind of still scared. They're crime scene people, nerds, not police force. They're not guards. They have no training on defending against a big beast that is scary.
God.
Mhm.
And no scales or slime left behind that you guys saw or anything.
Like I said, they
Yeah.
were in and out. They saw this big clearing that was just kind of obvious, and it looked like it went further back, and yes, the ground underneath it, like the grass, was kind of pushed over, like possibly drag marks of either the animal or whatever it could have dragged.
And you would be able to tell us exactly where to head if we wanted to head that direction.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, gentlemen, I think we should have a quick sidebar.
Yes.
Sidebar.
And
Sidebar.
when you say sidebar, he thinks, "Oh my God, I am missing the party. It is tonight," and he quickly just excuses himself from the conversation and goes back to the village.
Bastard.
This town is full of rude people. I mean, do we really even want to help them?
We should kill them all.
You're not necessarily helping out the town. You're doing the initiation for the Cloaked Divide. So you need to
Well, yeah, but part of that is, helping the town. I mean, that's
helping
not
the
necessarily why
town
we're doing it. It's a
and
byproduct.
and getting rid of this monster is how it. I mean, sorry, getting rid of this monster is the priority for your mission with the Cloaked Divide. It is not. It has nothing to do with helping the town. You don't actually, anything that you help out the town folk will be happy for you, right? And hold you in high regard, but it doesn't matter really in your overall campaign mission, I guess.
Cool.
Everyone could die in the town. Or I'm not going to say that. That's no. We're not going to say that. No.
They're all in the same spot. I do have this cocktail thing.
no.
Hold on.
Yeah, Molotovs work really well in this case.
No.
Hey.
Man.
I mean, honestly, I was thinking of letting the other two that just walked in do a lot of the work. Watch them get their shit kicked out of them, kill them, then kill the monster.
Just come in and sweep up.
Yep.
I'm down with that, man.
I'm the late master.
They've got the arrows in the back. I don't know what happened there.
I mean, so it is. What we'll do now is, yes, we have hit the hour and a little bit of change time. So for the rest of the week and on to the weekend, you guys can think about what you are going to do from here. But we don't want to take up too much out of your Monday night. So we will be ending this session of the Cloaked Divide. Now, as a reminder, if you liked what you have seen or had fun, don't forget it's every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But click that follow button on whatever platform you're on. It is free and it means a lot. And until next time, we will roll you later.
Yeah.
Okay. Until next time, we will
Make another cow pun. Those are good.
braid
jelly? No.
We will braid you later. Thank you so much.